This demo is going over using the Cirrus web client or Velocity web client and the Who's Inside function. Who's Inside is where we set up nesting areas for doors if you wanted to use a turnstile to enter the building, but if the credential did not go through the turnstile, then it would not be able to enter the lab. We have globalized credential management for multiple controllers using passback for Who's Inside, or you can do single controllers. This demo will be using a single controller. Once you log into the Cirrus site, and you can right-click here and open a new tab so we can monitor our Who's Inside area. We'll also go through forgiving passback, and we'll also go through updating doors and changing the passback. So once we go to Who's Inside, we're going to open up custom zone groups since this is an individual panel that we're going through today. You'll see that there's two people currently inside the lab. We're going to have Ozzy Smith exit the lab. So now he's going to be back outside of the lab, outside of lab 1. And then he's able to go back into the lab. So now he's back inside of the lab. Say Ozzy left and didn't hit the exit reader, he was piggybacking. He tried to go back into the lab, you would get denied access. So now Ozzy has denied access. He tried to get into the lab, so we would need to forgive him since he did not leave correctly. We're going to click Forgive Credentials and hit Yes. And now, since he was forgiven, he's in an unknown status, but can go back into the lab. There we go. And we can also move Ozzy to areas too. So if we wanted to move Ozzy to area 1, if he made a mistake again where he did not select the right credential, now he's back in 1. The second part of this demonstration, outside of the Who's Inside status and the forgiving a user for accidentally leaving or maybe intentionally leaving, is building the reader setup to go to another area. So you can rename these zones, right? I can do rename inside lab 2. I can change this, say, to outside lab 2. Hit OK here. And then rename, change this one to inside lab 2. And then you can set the readers to follow those zones. So you go into Device Manager here, and then go to your doors, and then click on the door you want to, the entry-exit reader you want to change your zones to. You can click Edit. I'm going to go to the entry reader. So inside the Logic tab, I would say this person is coming from outside of lab 2 and they're entering inside of lab 2. And then I'd go to the exit reader and I'd say they're inside of lab 2 and they're going back outside of lab 2. And then we're going to hit Save Changes. We can go back to Who's Inside. We can forgive all of our users. Since now they're going to move to a different area. This is a demonstration. This wouldn't normally happen in real life, but we're doing a demonstration on how to change zones so you can see how to rename and set new boundaries and how I can enter. And now I'm inside of lab 2 because I went to an unknown status. So now I'm back outside of lab 2. Thank you.